Hi. Hi, Hari.
Hey, hi, Monica. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi, everyone. We'll just give everyone a moment to join.
Hi, Monica. Hi,
Oh,
Mono.
oh, sorry. Hello.
All right. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Ayurvedic Habit Building Program. Firstly, thank you all for being here and Happy New Year. And congratulations on signing up for this health transformation program for this year. How many of you are familiar with Ayurveda or have tried an Ayurvedic program or any plan before? You can respond in chat, or if you're multitasking, doing something else, that's okay too. Um, so we're gonna begin today with a little bit of introduction to Ayurveda. And before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Monica Vatsavai. I'm an Ayurvedic wellness coach based in Pennsylvania, USA. And this program is going to be about 6 months long, about 5.5-ish months long. And I am so excited to begin this with you all. All right. So, what we're going to cover today is I hope you all can see my screen to begin with. Can anyone confirm that?
Yes.
Thank you. So, we can begin with an introduction to Ayurveda and how we build habits the Ayurvedic way. And we're going to discuss what habits we'll be building and how this program works. And towards the end, we'll look at a foundation exercise, which is called the presence pause, which is like a foundation for the rest of the program. So, Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a 5,000-year-old system of health and longevity. It's not just a medical system, it's a way of living in harmony with nature. And this program focuses on the wellness aspect of Ayurveda, how to live in a way that aligns with nature and supports your system. And Ayurveda is built on a simple truth. It says, as above, so within. We are not separate from nature, and we are nature. And here's the important thing that you need to know about Ayurveda before starting this program. Ayurveda recognizes that nature works in rhythms. We have the cycle of day and night, the cycle of the moon, the cycle of seasons, the cycle of life and death, if you believe in rebirth. So, Ayurveda recognizes that as a dynamic being in this nature, Our health is constantly impacted by these rhythms of nature. So, if you design your day or your habits according to these rhythms, nature is going to work in your favor. And I'd like to give you this analogy of, say, sailing in a boat. And if you're moving downstream in a boat, you're going to take the help of the force of the water. Your sail is going to be smooth, and that's smart work. But if you are paddling upstream, life is going to be tough, and you're eventually going to be tired, and you're eventually going to break down. And this is what most of us do with our health. Our modern day lifestyle bypasses nature's rhythms. And we do this by, say, artificial lighting or late night parties or anything that doesn't align with the cycle of the sun and the moon. And yes, you can probably override nature for a while when life demands it, but long term health only happens when your daily habits follow the natural clock. Long term health only happens when you are in sync with nature. And no other creature on this planet really abandons nature. You don't see birds wondering whether to wake up in the morning, or you don't see bears feeling unproductive for hibernating in winter. It's just us human beings that are so confused, especially in this modern day and age. We are so out of touch with natural cycles. And in Ayurveda, health is nothing but harmony, rhythm, and regulation. And disease means chronic dysregulation. All disease comes from dysregulation. And when we live out of sync for too long, our digestion weakens, our sleep becomes disturbed, our hormones fluctuate, our energy levels drop, our anxiety and fatigue rise. So, long term health only comes from alignment with nature. So, all habits that we're going to learn in this program are aimed to put us in alignment with nature. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why habits matter and the power of rhythm. Your health is not built through big occasional efforts. What you do every single day matters. It's not that one perfect cleanse or a perfect week that you followed. It's your daily habits that you've been following for a long time that really matter. But many of us struggle with habits, right? And that's because our body loves familiarity, but our mind loves freedom. And I'm going to repeat this. Our body loves familiarity, but our mind loves freedom. Your mind is the one that keeps you from following a consistent routine. Ye- And but when your day has a rhythm, it your nervous system knows that it's safe, and it's predictability that signals safety to your body, and that's why following rhythms is so important. And your hormones are also sensitive to rhythms. Your hormones, like, say, for example, melatonin is your sleep hormone. It's time sensitive. It rises naturally after sunset and peaks at night. But let's say you do late dinners or bright lights, its production is bound to be impaired, and it affects sleep quality, immunity, recovery. And also eating at consistent times, it allows the digestive hormones like ghrelin and stomach acids to be released at the right time and digest your meal effectively. So all your hormonal functions are time sensitive. They are day and night sensitive. And also, if you have a rhythm in your day, your mind feels less scattered because you have to make fewer decisions. You wake up and you know what to do. So that helps you create more clarity in the day. So a rhythm really like holds you. It holds you through simple habits. So our program is about creating this rhythm in your life through simple habits that bring you back to yourself. Now, let me ask you this question. What do you think it takes to bring this rhythm in your life? What level of discipline do you think it takes? Does it sound overwhelming to any of you? And I know in the intake form, many people mention the most challenging thing in following rhythms was consistency. So you must think it requires a lot of discipline, but that's not true. This key skill that we're going to focus on in this program is not discipline, it is attunement. It is attunement. And I'll explain to you what this means. So let's talk about how we build habits the Ayurvedic way. Let me begin by telling you that this is not a rule-based program. I'm not going to tell you drink 3 liters of water or exercise for 1 hour. I'm not going to give you rules. Ayurveda works through attunement, listening to your body, and following your inner guidance. Your body already knows. Your body is the best judge of what it needs. And your body knows what it needs. We are only learning how to listen to it. How many of you here think that you can really listen to your body? How many of you think you're connected with your body? To be honest, in today's day and age, not many of us are. There's a lot of noise out there, so much information out there, different people telling you different things, like say wake up at 4 a.m. to fix your life, or add more protein in your diet, or eat every 2 hours, or some say intermittent fasting. You have to cut this noise out because your body knows best. And your body is also always trying to heal. Our core mechanism, our whole human system is designed for survival. Your body knows how to protect itself. It gives you signs, but you override them many times because you have a bad player with you. And I mentioned what this bad player is, it's your mind. Your mind confuses it. Your mind loves freedom. Your body likes stability, it likes familiarity, but your mind loves freedom. And it doesn't like to be contained with habits. So, we're going to train your mind to listen to your body and follow your body's cues in building healthy routines. This is how we're going to build habits the Ayurvedic way. So, let me give you a high level of what this program is and what it's not. Firstly, this program is not a challenge or a willpower test. As I said, it's not about discipline. So we have no tracking or targets or no perfect days or no cheat days or anything like that. We are simply focusing on being connected to yourself and returning to your inner intelligence. And many of you mentioned this in the intake form as the most challenging thing is to be consistent or not having time to do it. The only way to stay consistent with your habits is to stay consistently connected to yourself, to listen to your body. And we're going to train your mind to do that in this program. And secondly, this is not a detox or a cleanse or a reset. This is about long-term rituals that is essentially like a way of life, not a short-term program. And this is not a one size fits all routine. What works for one person may not work for another person. Ayurveda never generalizes any recommendations. So you have to customize this based on what your body is telling you. And finally, this is not about controlling the body, it's about cooperating with it. We work with the body. And what this program is it's about awareness before action. So we won't start by fixing anything. We start by noticing and observing. So as our awareness deepens as to when you recognize what your current patterns are and how they're impacting you on a bodily level, we automatically change without any force. And this is a personalized program and it's body led and it's not rule led. So it's about learning your own, needs, is essentially really understanding your own needs. And it's a very slow program. We move slowly on purpose because slow rhythms signal safety to body. And safety is where real healing happens. And this is where your nervous system feels regulated. And this is super important. And let me explain why. I'm going to take a moment and explain why this is super important. How many of you are familiar with a sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system? So I'm going to take a moment and talk about this. Predictable rhythms actually signal safety to the body, and that's when real change happens. Many of us, when we want to start being more healthier, we do this mistake of making extreme changes. We push into extreme workouts or intense fasting, and the body does not interpret this as health. It interprets it as threat. So body does not let go or does not go into a repair or recovery mode. It holds on to all its resources. And let me explain why. Because we humans, our body is like a million years old. We've been evolving. And if you see, like for a long time, we've been hunter gatherers, right? Where food wasn't guaranteed. There were no grocery stores, no stocked kitchens, or no fixed meals. Some days we ate well, some other days the food was scarce. And this was how our body learned to adapt. So the danger was not only about food, it was also about being attacked by an animal, for example. So these are all potential dangers that our body faced for years, and it's wired to think that every time we're in a mode of stress, even if it's psychological stress, even if it's a work email that stresses you, your body thinks it's the same stress. It perceives it as, say, lack of food or someone attacking you, and it's going to hold on to all its resources, because if it says, oh, I don't know when I'm going to get my food, so it conserves energy, it slows down your metabolism, and it stores fat. So you won't be able to lose weight if you're doing anything intense with your body. Some of you mentioned weight loss as a goal for this program, and this program is actually a great way to bring rhythms back into your life, and these rhythms bring in predictability and safety, and that's when real weight loss happens. So, to reiterate, your body does not understand the difference between extreme fasting or a famine, lack of food. Your body does not understand the difference between being chased by a tiger or running on the treadmill at a very high speed. It's the same level of stress for your body, and it's going to hold on to fat and all resources, and even chronic constipation. Even chronic constipation is the reason for chronic constipation is because your body holds on to everything, including your poop, when you're chronically stressed. So this is going to be very important, and kudos to you for signing up for this long-term program in order to really set these rhythms right in a very safe way. And finally, this, as I said, there's a foundation for lifelong health. Do not expect quick results. Work on it consistently, and you will see results for sure. And I'm telling you, this is not a program where you will walk away with just 10 habits. It's about returning to your inner compass, the part of you that knows and supports what you need and what you should do. And once that inner compass is active, it doesn't just guide you with your health, but also how you eat, how you rest, how you work, how you maintain your relationships, make decisions in everyday life. Everything will be guided using this inner compass. So, this is going to be that helpful. And finally, what are we shifting? We are going to focus on restoring all the foundational rhythms in the body, starting with regulation and vital flow by focusing on habits related to breath, nervous system regulation, and restfulness. And we will be establishing nourishment and internal balance through some habits related to water intake, digestive rhythm, meal timing, etc. And we're going to bring in more light, movement, and energy through sunlight exposure, some gentle movement for digestion, exercise. And we're going to add some Ayurvedic practices related to oral hygiene or some oiling related practices like Abhyanga. And these are all very simple everyday habits. We're going to focus on very, very simple habits, but together they regulate the entire system. And do not underestimate these. These small shifts in rhythm create big shifts in how you feel. Major health issues can be prevented. Trust me, major health issues, chronic conditions can be prevented, and in some cases, even be fixed with just these simple habits. And these are the foundation of health, and these are the basics. And how this program works. It's going to be a 24-week program. We're going to focus on 10 habits. So each habit gets about 2 weeks of focus. And we'll be meeting every Thursday, once a week. And it's going to be a short session. If you can't make it, that's totally okay. You can watch a recorded version. I'm going to be posting on the next day, and you'll receive some follow-up prompts. And each habit is going to have 1 week of awareness and 1 week of implementation. Awareness sessions are mostly about understanding why you need to bring that change in from an Ayurvedic lens and observing how the pattern currently shows up in your life and noticing it without before you even fix it. And this is where we're gonna pause for like a week by simply noticing how this current pattern is working out for you, and you can or can maybe you want to make a change, you can, but I'm not stopping you from making a change, but this is where you really take time and notice. And this is going to be very important for you. I'll give you an example. Many of us know, for example, that having an early dinner is good for you, but we are unable to do it because we know it's good for you and eating late is bad through our mind. We know this as an information. But if you can really allow yourself to stay with the discomfort of how your body feels when you eat late, your body knows it now. And in that knowing, I don't have to motivate you to eat early. Your body chooses to do that naturally. And that's the goal. That's the goal of the awareness week. And I'm going to give you an analogy to explain why it works. Let's say you all must have seen a toddler and how interested little kids are in like electric outlets. They're so curious, they want to put their fingers in it and wonder what happens, right? And we warn them saying, do not do that, it's going to harm you. But out of curiosity, they want to do it. But let's say if they put it and they get a shock, their body now knows it and they will not go in that direction again. So you do not need discipline, you do not need motivation. When you can really stay with what your body senses and asks for, you can automatically build this positive habits that help you. So in implementation week, we will then discuss what changes you can make and how to build a habit that you can maintain with consistency and without overwhelm, and how to make it work with your existing routines and all of that. Any questions so far? All right, if this is clear, we will move on to our foundational practice. So this is a foundational exercise. We will be starting this from today. So let me walk you through what this is. This is like a 1 minute pause in your day. This is essentially to build awareness and connection. This is your foundation for the next 24 weeks. What we will be doing is not fix anything, not improve anything. We just learn how to be with yourself. You're going to take a 1 minute pause in your day to direct your attention to your body. You're going to observe without labeling anything or naming anything or correcting anything. You're not going to fix anything, just pure awareness. You're going to do this like how a baby observes the world. And let's do a pre exercise before we go into this presence pause. I'm going to guide you through the presence pause, but before that, let's do this pre exercise. I want you all to look at the screen. You see this picture of the sheep in the grass. For the next 10 seconds, you're going to look at this image. And you're not going to think of any words, any labels, or stories around this. Just see this image like a baby would, like you don't know language or what it means. You're going to just notice the shape, the textures, the light and shadow, the movement or stillness, the contrast, the space. No interpretations, no identification whatsoever, just raw perception. Okay. So if while doing this, if anyone struggled to not have like any words pop up in their mind, that's natural because the mind always does its job. The mind's designed to like name and categorize or interpret this. But awareness, pure awareness, exists before any of this interpretation or language. And the same happens within inside our body, right? A sensation appears and the mind rushes in with labels like I'm anxious or I'm tired or something is wrong or this is bad. And oftentimes, what happens is we stop feeling the actual sensation because we are uncomfortable with what the truth is. So I'm asking you to pause and before naming anything, just stay present with the sensation. And that helps your mind recognize what your body really is feeling. And that's where you actually start to shift. So let's begin this presence pause. It's going to be a 1 minute guided pause. And I request you to close your eyes if you can. Close your eyes. No, even if you're doing anything, that's okay. You can keep your eyes open. But I will guide you through this through 7 prompts, and you will direct your attention to whatever I'm guiding you to. And we're not going to stay for more than 3 or 4 seconds at each prompt. Firstly, notice your breath. Bring awareness to your breath and do not label it, do not change it, just stay with your breath. What sensations are in your stomach? Observe the sensations in your stomach without naming them. Take your attention to your feet. If they touch the ground, notice that sensation. Notice your posture. Do not correct it. Do not change it. Just notice your posture. Notice what's going on in your mind. Watch your thoughts without engaging with them. How tired or alert do you feel? How tired or alert do you feel? And where do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel that in your body? Take a deep breath in, a long exhale out, and open your eyes. Okay. So that is the presence pause. It takes you 1 minute, and you will do this at least once a day. Okay. And essentially, what you're doing by doing this is you're asking what is happening right now. And you do not need to answer in words. You just need to be present with the sensations of how you're feeling. And this really helps. It interrupts the autopilot that many of us go in through the day. And it introduces that presence and it brings safety to the nervous system. How many of you felt calm in the 1 minute of doing this? Right? So it brings you that calmness instantly, and it builds the foundation for the rest of our work. So you're not training discipline here, you're learning how to stay connected with yourself. And as I said, do it at least once a day. You could do it 3 times or 4 times a day, even. It only takes 1 minute. I have a guided video for you to start doing this. And after a few times, you might not need that guided video. You would just remember these 7 prompts. Wherever you are, you can just take a moment. You needn't even close your eyes. You could just do it anywhere. But it's always good to like keep some transitions to stack this habit with, like say when you wake up the first thing you want to do is this, or do it right before your meals, or if you want to stack it with any other thing, you can do that, but most importantly, do it at least once a day. And just a reminder to, when you're doing this, do not label anything. Do not say I'm anxious or stressed or overwhelmed. No stories or no interpretations. You just stay with what you're observing, just raw experience. So essentially, what you're doing is you're stopping identifying yourself as feeling something versus you're purely staying in touch with the experience of what you're feeling. And this is so important because your body really does not understand right or wrong. It only communicates through signals and sensations. And our role this week is to observe these signals, stay connected, and be honest with what you notice. Stay with the truth, and change automatically follows. Stay with the truth, and change will follow. Okay. So that's it for today. Do you have any questions? I'm going to share the link for this guided presence pause recording in the group chat or an email. If no one has anything, feel free to drop. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.